So nanomaterials have provided us great opportunity to develop new things, new technology, and new applications. The physical properties and applications of nanomaterials are only possible when nanostructured materials are made available with desired size, shape, morphology, crystal structure, and chemical composition. We need to produce these materials or utilize the unique features of nanomaterials. Hence, the synthesis of nanomaterials and structures is very important for the development of nanoscience and nanotechnology. There are two general approaches for the synthesis of nanomaterials. They are top-down approach and bottom-up approach. Top-down approach involves the breaking down of the bulk materials into nano-sized structures or particles, whereas bottom-up approaches refer to the building up the material from the bottom and arranging them atom by atom, molecule by molecule, or cluster by cluster. The top-down approach can be understood as the process of carving a sculpture from a big stone or a piece of rock. And bottom-up approach can be understood as assembling basic units into larger structures. Now comes evolution of nanoscience. Nanomaterials exist in nature and were in use for centuries since ancient time. Chemists have dealt with naturally occurring nanoparticles all along. Think molecules or viruses, they are of nano size. At medieval, artists used gold nanoparticles to achieve the bright red colors in church windows. Atoms and molecules are nanoscale objects. We can even say that we are surrounded by and made of nanostructures. The existence and importance of nanomaterials could not be realized earlier due to the lack of proper instruments and devices to deal, study, and handle the materials of such a small size. Working at the nanoscale with the available equipments in the macro world is like eating a grape on your plate with few kilometers long fork. So, for taking advantage of unique features of nanomaterials, special equipments and devices are required. The discovery of new powerful microscopes made it possible to see things on the nanoscale and also manipulate them. That is how men started working at the nanoscale. Some of these equipments are like scanning electron microscopes. These microscopes have higher magnifying power as compared to the microscopes you have seen in your biology lab, which uses light rays for making the images of the objects. These microscopes use beam of electrons to form the images and having high magnifying power due to the range of wavelengths where they can work. Some more important equipments which have given rise to nanoscience and technology is atomic force microscope, transmission electron microscope, then electron beam lithography. There are many more such devices because of which the nanotechnology was possible. Nanotechnology is not just simply working at ever smaller dimensions. As the material properties are size dependent at the nanoscale regime, the concept of tunability in the properties of the nanomaterials has emerged, and it is very fascinating and powerful opportunity for the mankind. These possibilities of designing the material structures allowed us to have an engineered materials. So let me conclude by saying that nanomaterials are not just small, they are different kind of small. And nanoscience and technology will revolutionize the world we live in. Thank you.